Hey guys, Lawrence here from Unicorn Bikes, and a couple of weeks ago my trusty old Karcher, well trusty old, it's actually not even a year old, and this thing just burnt out, making a lot of smelly noises. And so I decided to go to a bike specific bike washer. So this is a low pressure, high pressure washer, which makes zero sense, but it's marketing brilliance. However, today we're going to find out if that thing over there actually works. But first I wanted to show you around. So I got the upgraded package, which is 120 British pounds, about 150 euros, which is actually only twice whatever this was, and this broke after 8 months. But you get this waterproof bag, you get a bicycle attachment, so this will be for low pressure washing, so you don't destroy your bearings. You get this thing, which I'm guessing is a normal powered attachment. So this is full power, 15 bar this thing can do. And then it also seems like you get this one, which I guess is for e-bikes. What's really cool is there's also an extension piece. So this is to put in between that thing and the pressure washer. And then we also have, of course, our gun itself. So it's all plastic, but this is a foam gun, which you can regulate the amount of foam on, and then this little plastic tube goes into these bottles. Now MUC-OFF is pretending to care about the environment, so we get a concentrated bottle, so you can make 4 liters with this, but then they also include a bottle of premix. So if this was really about the environment, why not just put 2 of the concentrated bottles in and then I'll mix it myself? Makes very little sense to me, but whatever. And then this is the pressure washing unit itself. It looks very generic, probably a rebranded version of something you can already buy for very cheap on the internet. What's really nice is you have your attachments with it, place to attach your attachments. Your hose can go on the side like here. It goes in the bottom, quick release for it, power button, and your power cable, which seems very long, and then water goes in the back. Now I have a couple of bikes here that we'll be cleaning today, but these don't look very dirty. So this is just my jump bike, new pedals by the way. I'll be doing a video on these whenever. My commuter bike, pretty dirty, but nothing extreme. But then yesterday I went on a ride, especially for you guys, to get some dirt going. So this thing is disgusting. I actually let it dry on overnight. Just like with any pressure washer, water goes in first, and then I just made sure there's no air anymore in the motor so that it doesn't burn out as well. So I put some pressure through, pressure seems okay. We've got the bottle hooked up here, and we have our foam set to minimum. So let's get to the bike, see what it's like. So that was minimum foam, let's go with maximum foam. That seems pretty impressive. Alright, so maximum foam is maybe a bit overkill, and you do go through these bottles pretty quickly it seems. So I'm going to set it back to minimum foam to do the other bikes. But first I'm going to let this thing do its job for a minute or so, and then I'll come back with a bike pressure washer attachment on here. The special pink stuff has done its job, I guess, loosening all the mud off and just, you know, getting everything soggy again. This is about the distance we are away from the pressure washer. The pressure washer has about 5 meters of power cord, and then this is about a 3 meter hose on there. So got the long boy on here so I don't get soaking wet. Let's see what it does. Okay, so something you might want to pay attention to is how loud it is. I think it's quieter than the old Karcher that I had, but it's not super quiet by any means. But let's continue getting this thing clean. So while I'm not going to go into whether or not it is a good idea to actually pressure wash your bike and damage bearings potentially in the process, this thing should, of course, or at least it claims it is bearing safe. So that's great because I love power washing my bikes, but as it is right now, the bike is what I would call okay clean. So now I'm gonna just let it dry and then we'll see just how clean it actually is, because I picked a black bike on purpose because it actually shows all the little spots that you missed and how it actually takes the mud off entirely instead of just taking the big top layer of chunks off. So that should be interesting. I'm now going to move on, clean my other two bikes, and I'll see you guys in a bit of time when this bike is dry. Alright, so a final thing I wanted to quickly test is the different tip. So this is the bicycle tip. You can't probably read it right now. I've got my commuter bike, so I don't really care about pressure, and I'm going to run through the different tips on this. So this is the bicycle tip. And then you can just either take off the entire thing with extension, or you can press this button and just take the top off without the top. It kind of looks like this, so it's not very impressive. So that's not the way to run it. And then here on my holder, this is the e-bike tip. Just snaps on, very easy. So this should be slightly higher pressure. And as you can probably hear, and as I can feel from the kickback, this is already a lot more powerful. So this is something you can really use on your frame if there's like a really hard caked on mud thing going on with your bike. That's when you can use this. And I'm also going to use the other tip, unlabeled tip, so it should be the highest possible pressure. So it just snaps on. And this one I think rotates as well, I don't know, let's see. Oh. Okay, so that's pretty nice. So this tip, you can change how much it flares open. So the other two tips was really nice because it was a very fine blade. That means you can really easily get into tight places without hitting like the sides of your bearings. But with this one, you can rotate it to choose how wide it goes. So that's pretty nice as well. Now that said, none of these tips feel incredibly powerful or extremely high pressure. So I'm pretty sure all of them are safe to use with your bike. But again, the other tips, they're really good for getting into the tight spots. Alright guys, so conclusion time, which means time to state the obvious. The MUC-OFF Pressure Washer is a pressure washer and it works as a pressure washer. What I really like about it though isn't the fact that it is a pressure washer, because you have many of these and most of them are cheaper if you look at this type of product. What I do like is the accessories, all the different bits that come with it if you get the top model that comes with all the bits. The foam gun, absolutely amazing. In let's just say in 10 seconds time your entire bike is covered in foam. You can let it sit for a while, it loosens up all the dirt, and then you just spray off with the bike tip, which is this one I think. So that's really nice. I wish MUC-OFF would actually just sell this so you can use it with your existing pressure washer, but they don't. So if you already have one, I don't think it's worth upgrading. You can just buy tips from other brands as well. But it's really nice that MUC-OFF sells you the entire package if you don't have one already, or if your old one simply broke. About its cleaning performance then, obviously you put the foam on and it will loosen up the dirt and then you can spray off the dirt. But if you're not going to go in and put your hands on it, maybe with a microfiber washing mitt for example, clean everything very nicely, you'll still have a little bit of dirt left over. Now on here for example, I can see right here on these way too thin seat stays, there's a little bit of dirt, If I went in with, you know, a washing mitt, that would be gone. But again, it does its job as you expect from a pressure washer. It's just not really mind-blowingly special. It's just a pressure washer. It's not like it sprays out a bunch of minions that clean your bike in detail for you. That would be awesome, but it doesn't do that. Instead, it cleans bikes all right. If I go to my other bikes over here, the jump bike hasn't been washed in, I think, 2 months, but it wasn't very dirty to start with. If I look at the road bike or the commuter bike, you can see that it's not perfectly clean because, again, I didn't actually go and touch, especially on the rear rim. You can see there's still an awful lot of just stains on there from, well, not being washed in a year's time. So it's not magically cleaning off everything. You'll still have to touch it, but for just getting insane amounts of mud off of your cyclocross bike or off your mountain bike, whatever bike you want to, I think it actually works pretty well. So that was it for me, from me with the MUC-OFF Pressure Washer. If you have any questions, pop them below in the comment area. I'll read all of them, I'll reply to the good ones. And for now, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to clean up and edit this video. Cheers.